So in the course curriculum, what we have done that we have divided that entire learning process into 4 different categories. One is going to be the voice culture, then the rhythm piece, then the different types of vocal training, and the song preparations. So let me go to the details into what that each of these is going to be. So when you are going to do the voice culture, so right now, I think most of you, learn and practice at home in the pitch A sharp, right? So, and that's a very common pitch for most of the female singers especially, but it is not always true that everyone should be singing or practicing in A sharp. So as a human being, I may have my pitch as C, you may have it C sharp, someone may have in G, A sharp, like that. So in this particular section, the pitch and identification, we are going to find out what is actually going to be your right pitch. When you are singing, when you are learning in the class, we'll follow one pitch that we cannot, let's say in a group class, one has A sharp, another one has the natural pitch is C, so you cannot jump back and forth. So we'll have to fix to only one scale, one pitch, which I think Anamika's pitch is A sharp. I generally do it in C. So we'll maintain that one in the class. But when you practice at home, you will know your pitch and will help you to identify what is going to be your pitch. And there is a process to identify, to know that what is actually your God-gifted pitch. And you should be practicing at home in that pitch. So the challenge is going to be, so when we send the recording, we'll send the recording based on what in the class we are following. So Anamika probably will send it in A sharp, I'll send it in C. But if you find your pitch is in C, you will be practicing that one is in C. You should not be practicing is in A sharp. Then the healthy singing practice. This is a very important thing that, when we sing, how to breathe. So breathing is definitely a very important piece of practice or the exercise for any singer. So breathing exercise, breath control, and support. We have noticed that many singers, they sing through their putting a lot of pressure on the vocal muscles, which may damage your vocal cord if you continue to do that. So basically breathing and breath control, support from the diaphragm, those are the very basic foundational stuff that you should know and you should practice at home. And there are several vocal voice exercise we will provide you that will be doing it. Then the vocal warm-up. As part of that, I think many of you know that humming, om. Then there are something called vocal fry, lip roll, meow, buzz, sh, z, gi, those kind of stuff. So those are part of the warm-up, and we'll teach you about those as well. How to basically, before you start your riyaj practice at home, you should warm up your voice before you start singing. So that's another piece for under the vocal culture. Then one very important practice is the long notes and the long notes with vowel. Then the pitching exercise. While you are singing, we have seen that sometimes you are not hitting the pitch right in the middle. You are slightly off, either low or up. Okay, so there are several exercises where what you should do to correct your pitching, perfect pitching. So we'll work on that. Voice modulation. Voice modulation is another exercise where you should do, which will help you to bring the melody, bring the emotion of the songs. There are different types of voice modulation exercise practices that we'll be doing. Then the typical riyaj means practice, what is suitable in the morning, what is suitable in the daytime, what you should do in the morning, what you should not do in the morning, what you should do in the daytime, what you should not do in the daytime. Those are the things we'll practice. And the identification and visualization of the notes, as I was saying that that let's say when we are singing a song, you should be able to recognize that what notes it's being played or what note it is hitting. Or if I ask you to sing randomly pa, dha, re, ga, ni, upper sa, you should be able to hit that note directly. Those are the things, identification and visualization of the notes, right? So these are going to be part of the vocal or voice culture. Next one is the rhythm. Rhythm is that when you sing a song, there are two components, to for a singer, that as a singer, when you are singing a song, it becomes a song when you are right on sur and tal. So that voice culture, vocal training, whatever you do, those are part of your sur. The rhythm is the tal. Many of you struggle, we have noticed that, to maintain the tempo, the constant tempo. Or tal. Tal means like either 3/3 time signature, 4/4 time signature, or 2/3 time signature. When you listen to a song or when you sing a song, you should be able to immediately pick up that what rhythmic pattern it is following, what tal it is. So we'll learn about those few fundamental tals, their applications. Then reciting the tals, like if I say, okay, can you recite tal dadra, tal kaharwa, tal tin tal, right? How would you recite? So like, what is the bowl of those tals? Dha, din, din, da, dha, din, din, da. We'll go in detail in the class. Then the visualization of the microbeats of the tal. So let's say the time signature is 4/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say if a song is starting from the 3rd beat, or a song is starting from the 6th beat, how will you visualize that? Okay, here is my 3rd beat, here is my 6th beat. Now I'll have to start the song. Okay, so those are the visualization of the microbeats of the tal. Then singing a song in the right tempo, right tal, and singing random notes with tal. So we'll do that one during the class. Next is vocal training. Vocal training, I think maybe all of you know the paltas. You have learned many paltas. Now what we are going to do next, that I think those, I think we all give you in 18 all different basic paltas. Now is that all? Is that all that all we have in the singing world, that 18 paltas? No, I mean, you can make your own paltas. There are millions of paltas you can make. How to make those paltas? So we'll learn about that. You'll make your own palta. Now let's say sare, it's a very basic palta, sare ga re ga ma pa ma pa tha. So let's say if I ask you to sing that palta in a tal, right? Sare ga re ga ma pa. So it's going 3/3/3 in that rhythmic pattern. So we'll ask you to sing, or teach you to sing a palta in that tal, in a particular tal. How you can change that palta from 3/3 to 4/4, same palta. That's going to be part of it. Okay. Next is the alankar. There are many confusion. Even if you go through the YouTube, you'll find like palta and alankar. People don't know which is palta, which is alankar. So palta is different, alankar is different. So we'll learn about the alankar. What are the alankars? And how to practice alankars, how to sing alankars. Then as part of this vocal training exercise, you will develop your voice flexibility, how to do khatka, gamak, meed, tan, you all know, grace notes or kan, swar. Those are the exercises we'll do. And another thing is that the vocal range extension. As I was saying, that when you select a pitch, you have certain range. How do you expand your range? So that's going to be the part of the vocal training. Next is about the song preparation. So as part of this, we'll learn about Indian rag. We'll focus on those pieces. We'll learn about what are thats. There are 10 thats in Indian rag music. Thats. So now you'll be learning how to sing those paltas that you have learned before into those particular thats. Let's say sarega, rega, ma, gama, pa, ma, pa, tha. If I want you to sing that that in rag or that bhairav, how do you do that? If you want to sing that particular palta in, let's say, that kalyan or that bhairavi, how do you do that? So same palta or alankar in those different thats. Now the rag, how those rags are derived from the thats. That's the next piece, and then you'll learn about rag. And I think you have already learned many rags, so we'll emphasis on that, and you learn more about that. For those who have just started, maybe in few months or few years back, a year back or so, they will start learning basic rags of Bilawal, Yaman, Bhairav, Bhupali, Hamsadhani, those rags. Learning the different phrases of rags, how you will know that particular, when you listen to a song, how you'll understand that particular song is composed on a particular rag, like either rag Bhairav or Yaman or what. So there are some specific phrases which will learn, and by listening to those phrases, when you are listening to a song, you will be able to understand that in which rag or under which thought that song was composed. Then swar vistar, bandish, tan, and all these things. Then the important thing is the making your own tan. So far, you get tans, you write it down on your notebook, and then you try to memorize those and sing it. How you can build your own tan? What's the process? Okay, so I mean, definitely you will learn some tans. You will note it down on your notebook. But then, if you want to be creative, you want to create your own tan, you want to challenge yourself. How do you do that? Then it is that then in the regular singing practice, like diction, voice modulation, expression, dynamics of the song, you'll develop those skills as well as part of this song preparation training. Then also we'll be introduced to the Vilambit Khyal, Bare Khyal, which are the typical Indian classical music in the Hindustani music genres. And then also you'll learn the semi-classical light songs. So these are the 4 different categories what we have divided. And now the next part which we would like to discuss that how we are going to bring everything together into a class. So the next piece. So this is a sample learning progress going to be. And as part of this one, so as you see that it's not that we'll be focusing only in the voice culture for 6 months or 1 year, then next this rhythm, next training, vocal training, then song preparation. No, we'll be doing everything together so that you will learn something and you can apply that same into as you learn to sing or learn a new song. And it's a repetitive process, and as you learn more about voice culture, vocal training, and all these things, you will become a better singer. And you will can see, like, 6 months before what you used to sing, and doing, after 6 months, 1 year doing this voice culture, you can sing that same song much better way. So, and this is a sample, this is not the actual. We don't know how this is going to evolve, how this is going to make progress, but we are going to create several groups. It's definitely will still follow that class time and everything as it is, but several class batches will be considered under one virtual or logical group, which you can see that Lalit, Bhairav, Todi, Sarang, Vimpalashi, Purbi, Aman, Bihag, and we'll continue in that way. So those are going to be the groups, and this is how we are make progress. That under voice culture, we'll start with those few things. We'll learn under rhythm, we'll learn what's tempo, we'll learn palta a little bit, and if that group is ready to learn songs, they'll learn. If they have already learned few songs, yes, good, then they will repeat those songs, they'll relearn those, applying those techniques. So basically the idea here is that not to fill up your notebook. It's more will emphasis more on the quality than quantity. Now the important thing, the class structure. So we are going to change this class structure a little bit. So we are going to have one core class per month and three weekly classes. So basically, out of those 4 classes in a month, 1 class will be considered as the core class, and the remaining 3 classes will basically support that core class. So in the core class, and the core class is going to be with a larger group. We will probably start with everyone in a large room. I'm probably going to reserve some room either in the library, or we'll find out a place where many people can sit together, many students and parents can sit together, and that's going to be in person. We are recommending in-person class, that core class. If you cannot really join, then you can join over Zoom, but in person will be more effective. And that class is going to be on one Sunday. Probably that class length is going to be 2 to 3 hours long, and we don't know yet. It's probably less, it probably more, and as we make progress, we probably can divide this class, that okay, this is the time this Lalit or Bhairav, these 2 groups come, and then the next group or so. But to start with, we'll bring everyone into that class, and it's going to be a long class. In that particular week, you are not going to have any other classes. So that's the class, that's the Sunday class is going to take care of that, of your class. Weekly class. Yes. Parents are recommended for the young children, young students. Parents are recommended to be in the class so that you can note down, you understand that what's being taught, and how you can
help them while they're practicing at home.
Correct. Okay, now the fun part. So the second core class onward. So in the first core class, you will learn,
and you will get some homeworks.
You will get homework, and you will practice those in the week, throughout your week. You'll come to the weekly class, your regular scheduled class. In that 1 hour long weekly group class, you will demonstrate what you have practiced, and if there is any correction need to be made, then Anamika or I, whoever goes to which class, will correct them. If you need any help, I mean, we are always available, even during the week, but in the help, I mean, we'll have help session in that weekly class where you can ask, okay, hey ma'am, or hey Parag uncle, I'm not able to get this one, can you help me? So we'll help you out. So the focus is not going to be that giving you the new lessons in the weekly class. New lessons you'll get it in the monthly, that core class, and those weekly classes, it's going to focus you how you can be a better singer, how you basically to make you a more perfect singer into those weekly classes. Because in the monthly core classes you will get a whole lot of material. In the weekly class you will practice, you will keep practicing for a month, and you will come to demonstrate in a weekly class, you'll correct it, you'll go back and practice, and something like that. It will keep
And
on going.
who is giving the exams? The students who are giving the exam, I will help them in the class with the exam, the material and everything. That I will do.
Yes, so, those who are giving the exams. So weekly classes, she will take care of the exam preparation as well. But going back to that core class, demonstration by the students, and it will be random pick. So whatever you have practiced in that whole month, in the following month, that the core class, we'll probably do a lottery or something. We'll pick random students who will come in front of everyone. They're probably all the students sitting in front of you, and probably their parents also, and will be given random things to demonstrate. So the students will demonstrate in front of everyone that what they have learned. Okay, and there may be teachers may pick one or two students as well, that okay, you also go and demonstrate if you're not so lucky in the lottery. So that demonstrate, and that will help the parents also to understand that what or how effective that practice was, whether they are doing enough practice or not.
And what is our expectations also? Yeah,
correct. And then in that core class, once that piece is done, then you will get the new lessons for the next month. So important thing to note here, that we cannot give any makeup class. If you miss that class, you miss it. There is no makeup class for that core class. Okay, we'll have a Zoom session recorded. You can understand that is probably you plan to attend that core class instead of missing it and then going through the recorded Zoom session, because it's probably going to be 2 to 3 hours recorded session. I don't know, you'll have enough patience to listen to that 2 to 3 hours Zoom sessions. And based on what you do throughout that month during the weekly classes, and based on your performance in the sense of what you are demonstrating in the core class, the batches will be regrouped. Not the weekly batches. Weekly batches, the time that will remain same. Only thing is that this one, that whether let's say you start with Lalit in this group, in this virtual group, some of them may progress to Bhairav, the next group, and we want everyone to make progress to Bhairav. But if you have not done enough practice, if you are not ready, then you will stay back in Lalit. Few people will go to the next group. As you make progress, as you do better, you will keep moving. If you do not practice well, you'll stay into that group. And it is, we want to make sure that it is clearly visible to everyone. Parents know that what your children is doing, and everyone can see it. And then at that point, you can decide that, is it something that you want to pursue, or you can talk to us, or we can give the feedback, but it will be clearly visible to everyone. Okay.
Parag sir, one question.
Sure.
Is it a monthly progression to the different levels, or it will be the same level can go for multiple months?
Yeah, good question. It can go one level. This Lalit may continue to multiple months, because the material what we are going to give you, it's probably not, you probably not be able to finish in 1 month. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention, that we have divided this that entire class structure in 4 different sessions. So as you see here, we'll start in January, and that's going to be a spring session. So that will continue from January to May. So January, February, March, April, May. So in these 5 months, you will continue these practices, this core class, weekly class. And I'm coming to what's going to happen from June, July. And the same practices we'll do in the fall session, August to November. Now, during June, July, and December. June, July, we are calling this as summer session. Winter session is December. So what we are going to do during those 2 sessions, we'll do revision, whatever we have learned in the last 5 months. If, let's say, if you had some doubts, if you are not that up to the mark, or if you need to catch up something, you will have some time to catch up there during those 2 months. We'll do revisions, maybe something what you have done in January, you might have forgotten. So we'll come back and do those revisions. We'll observe how much you have progressed. We'll have some recognition awards type of ceremony during the month of June, July. And we'll try to organize some performance. And we'll possibly not learn any new core items in the month of June, July. So the change, it's going to be revision and focus on performance, competitions, the students who are going to appear for the exams. Those are the things where we are going to focus. We are also going to teach some light songs, some semi-classical songs during that summer session and the winter session. But you will not get any new core lessons in the month of June, July, and December. Okay.